Okay, so Wednesday, 31st of March, let's go to the forecast. Slack winds over the UK at the moment, high pressure out towards Iceland. This weaving weather front will eventually sink southwards during the day and will start to come over the UK into tomorrow, where it starts to get a bit colder, hopefully a bit less stable, but slack winds, fairly nice. Those winds, as well, I was just saying, sort of 5 to 10 knots from sort of the southwesterly direction. At flying heights, not particularly too much different, somewhere in the region of about that. The satellite picture showing lots of moisture sort of streaming off the channel, and you can see lots of cloud over us at the moment, and that's sort of feeding in. The fronts you can see here just starting to slowly sink southwards, and there's a fair amount of moisture at higher levels, though it is fairly dry at lower levels. Temperatures today, potentially in London up to 23, 24 degrees, making it one of the warmest days of the year so far. And dew points down to sort of 9s or 10s, but probably max temperature here, probably just below or at 20 degrees. Public forecast is showing sort of sunny intervals and southerly winds, occasionally going a little bit more westerly as day goes on, but nothing too difficult, not like Monday where it was a bit sort of windy. And the weather at Farnborough for today showing a sort of variable. It's already 12 degrees, dew point of 5, and nothing particularly much in the Taff. Soaring forecast is going to disappoint you, I'm afraid, with this top cover. Yeah, it's going to be a bit tricky where we are. Depends how much of that top cover shifts. That's 11 o'clock, completely still. You might, if you see enough heating, get sort of weak thermals to 2,500 feet. But it was mostly yesterday north of the M4 corridor. We did get sort of bubbles, but it was nothing sort of superb and fantastic. And if we look at the cloud distribution, in fact, this isn't even showing particularly too much of the high cover that we'll probably have some of the day. Let's see if it shows the high cover earlier. A bit, but yeah, I'd say if this high cover sits around, you're not going to get any convection at all. But yeah, even look at 4 o'clock, the hint of a bit of cumulus over RF Lynham or Swindon or somewhere. But yeah, we'll see. But don't sort of rely on the fact that it's going to be particularly soarable today. A good day to getting back into training, not training, the currency. Okay, airspace, Solent is active between sort of 10 and 6 today. So yeah, it's the weekends where we might be able to make use of that. Danger areas are active at Salisbury Plain. Lots and lots of paragliding going on near the Bry Zone. There's some parachuting going on in the top of the Bry Zone, just outside of the controlled airspace today. Farnborough's active as usual. And yes, that's generally about it. We're going to be 27 today. No jet movements that I'm aware of. Been sort of watching the flying over the last couple of days. The vast majority of people are getting this right. But can we please make sure we're not crossing through the centre line when doing circuits? There's a couple of you which did that yesterday and could have ended up on top of each other. Also, keeping a good lookout at sort of height in the circuits, not getting low, and also carrying enough speed into the flare when you land. Because again, it might only be 5 or 10 knots, but if you're landing at the glider's minimum landing speed on your first flight, and you haven't predicted what the wind's going to do, you're going to hit the ground hard. And we had at least one glider which had to have somebody have a look at yesterday, and the grass took a bit of a hammering. But thankfully, nobody's been hurt at all. And on the whole, it's been good. But please, please, you're all very rusty. I'm rusty too. Let's play safely. And for those of you that are going to join me tonight on the webinar about field landings, I will see you then. But yeah, runway 27 today, hands, face, space, keep safe. Bye-bye.